TIFF 2025 is just about to wrap up. We saw a total of, I believe, 16 movies or so, and I'm going to be reviewing all of them this week, so stay tuned for that. But I want to talk about one in particular, my favorite film of the festival, and that is going to be the new Gus Van Sant film that is Dead Man's Wire. It stars Bill Skarsgård, you have Dacre Montgomery, Colman Domingo, Myha'la. This is one of those movies that I was anticipating right when it got announced at the festival. It premiered actually at Venice a couple of days prior, and it got some pretty great reviews there. So when the time came for me to sit down and watch this movie, I was super excited, and then I ultimately missed the P&I, and I was so sad about that because I wanted to watch it already. But luckily, I was able to watch it at public screening at TIFF, and I will tell you, that was the best choice because Gus Van Sant was actually in attendance and presented the movie alongside the screenwriter Austin Kolodney. And this movie is based on a true story from the 1970s that maybe you've heard of or maybe you haven't. I feel like I had seen the pictures of Tony Kiritsis' kidnapping that he did on Richard Hall, but I didn't really know the full story until I went and sat down with this movie. And if you don't know the story, I think you should definitely just go in and watch this movie and see it, but maybe your curiosity will get the best of you and you'll go look it up after this video. But basically, Tony Kiritsis decided, you know what, I've had enough of this mortgage people, the banks and everybody that's messing with the little guy. I'm gonna go to the top and take hold of one of them. And that's exactly what he does. Takes somebody hostage from the mortgage and tells the world, they screwed me over, y'all have to know the truth, and this is my truth. And the rest of the world's kind of like, he's got a point there. And so basically what you follow in this movie is Bill Skarsgård plays Tony Kiritsis. You have Dacre Montgomery playing Richard Hall. Colman Domingo plays a radio jockey that becomes a part of this in a very interesting manner. Myha'la actually plays a news reporter that's covering the whole thing. And this is a movie that feels so different from anything Gus Van Sant has made. I really enjoy Elephant. And in my head, I was going into this movie, I was like, oh, I know where Gus Van Sant's going with this movie. I feel like I know what he's going to do. But he does some things that are very interesting and different from what we're used to seeing. And this movie, people will say, plays it a little safe than what Gus Van Sant does, but I think it's good. I think it's a good way to explore the story here. During the Q&A, Austin Kolodney talked about how he started writing this script during the beginning of the pandemic, and eventually this movie came to be. At one point, and fun fact here, Werner Herzog and also Nicolas Cage were attached to this. Completely different movie probably if they had gone and made it. So I'm very interested in seeing what that could have been, but I really love what Gus Van Sant does here. This is a movie that starts off with a ton of energy. Like, we are right in the action at the beginning. Tony Kiritsis here, played by Bill Skarsgård, is such an interesting character because on paper and all of that, he should sound like he is the antagonist, right? He's the one doing the kidnapping and all of that. But Bill plays Tony in a way that is so charismatic, so oddball, left field and all of that, that you just can't help but feel and maybe even root for the guy to get what he wants. And you see it throughout the film that various characters feel the same way. Some of the standby people on the sides and all of that are kind of like, well, he's got a point. He was screwed over by the mortgage company, the banks and all of this, and now he's pretty much getting retribution. You see this all play out over the next about 100 minutes that this movie is, and it is just so engaging from beginning to end. Al Pacino is in this movie as well. He plays a very minor role, I will say, but the moments he is on screen, he just plays this slime ball of a character so well, and you really love it. It is a scene that involves Dacre, Bill, and Al Pacino that is one of the highlights of the film, because a lot of these times, these actors, they just express themselves so well. This is something I've noticed with a lot of movies recently, is I feel like a lot of actors don't really act with their full face anymore, and it is just something that is lost, but it really adds to a performance when you see an actor really go for the performance. And here, Dacre, Bill, Colman, as well as Myha'la and Al Pacino just go for it. Really incredible work from all of the cast here. Just amazing, amazing. And I cannot get enough of this movie. The performances here were out of this world. I hope Dacre gets a bit more eyes on him because I think he is such a talented actor. Here as Richard, he plays it so incredibly well. He is one of those actors that just really pursues this character he's playing and gives it all. Like, you really feel this is Richard Hall, and him and Bill just going back and forth with one another in what feels like a chamber piece at times with just these two, just so engaging. Of course, I'm applauding a ton of things in the movie and I really enjoyed it. It is my favorite film of the festival. I will say towards the middle, it starts to kind of pump the brakes a little bit, and it's not that it's trying to do so, but I just feel like there is a moment in this movie where it kind of feels like we're not going anywhere and the movie's kind of at a standstill. But once that third act kicks into gear, you really start to feel that adrenaline rush that you get when this movie first starts, and that is just due to everything being in motion, from the soundtrack that is done by Danny Elfman so incredibly well, so hypnotic, and really the 70s vibe as well. It really did elevate the movie to another level. Really love seeing Danny Elfman still continue to do more work. Also, the camera movements, the cinematography, Gus Van Sant's sort of like signature that he has with his films, where you really have these like images just speak for themselves without these rapid movements going on, and you really get to take it all and experience it. But also the sharp screenplay from Austin here, one of the best written screenplays all year for sure. It is so sharp, it is fast, it's quick on its feet, the line deliveries and everything from the actors as well, and just how it's written is perfect, honestly, for a movie like this. Like, you really get a sense of who all of these characters are, and even though some of these characters aren't on screen as much as the others, all of them seem to have a growth by the end that you really do see that the actors portray in the script as well. From the news reporter Myha'la, as well as Colman Domingo, the radio jockey, and of course Bill playing Tony Kiritsis, and also you have Dacre playing Richard. These characters truly grow to another level as the movie progresses, and that's something that I was kind of curious if they would be able to handle here, because this movie doesn't play black and white. You don't see that Tony is the villain or Richard is the villain. Nobody here really feels like a villain for the most part, and they all feel like just regular real people, right? And it's just that gray area that I think Gus and Austin really go and explore that makes this movie that much better. If you're a fan of chamber pieces, true crime, crime movies, thrillers, all of that, you are going to love Dead Man's Wire. It is hilarious, dark, and just great drama here for sure. So really will tell you, check this movie out once you can. It should play in theaters. It got acquired over at TIFF, so hopefully we'll hear pretty soon about release dates. Keep this one on your calendar whenever it does, because I think this is one you want to check out with a full house. The theater was packed, everybody was gasping, everybody was laughing. Just an incredible film here. Dead Man's Wire, keep it on your watch list, honestly. If you're a fan of Gus, Bill, Dacre, Colman, Myha'la, Al Pacino, all of that, this is definitely it, and I think it's the strongest movie I've seen so far this year. I don't know where I put it in my top 10. Maybe it's going in the top 3 or top 5. We'll see. I think I need another watch of some of the other movies I've watched this year, and of course of Dead Man's Wire, before I make that list complete. But truly keep this one on your radar. It is so great. There are so many moments. Bill and Dacre, incredible talented actors, and Dacre, we need more of you. Let's go. But anyways, as always, that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna be talking about Obsession as well today, and all of the other TIFF movies. We're getting ready to talk about another festival pretty soon, so it's festival season, it's award season. We're gonna keep it busy, we're gonna keep it moving. Excited to have you here along. Check us out wherever you can on TikTok, Instagram, or our letterbox, all provided up here. And as always, I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.